Hey guys, Legendary Grimlock here, and today we got Arceus versus Darkseid. Thank you, Danny Boy, for making this wonderful thumbnail, and yeah, let's begin. We're going to be using them at their, well, true forms, but if you guys don't know, Darkseid has been retconned to always have his true form now, so this means every Darkseid feat in post-crisis to current Darkseid is now known as true Darkseid due to this retcon. So yeah, let's really get into it. Darkseid is incredibly powerful. He's been able to overpower the Justice League on multiple occasions, including the heavy hitters like Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and even Black Adam. He's actually been able to literally toss around and dog walk Orion on multiple occasions, and has actually stalemated the Anti-Monitor. Each of these characters I just named have been able to some way or some form affect the DC universe, which is known to be infinite in size. Darkseid has also been able to harm the likes of Taurus, which is an alternate version of, well, himself. And Taurus was pretty much anchored by the emotional spectrum. This will also translate to his durability, because he was able to take attacks from Taurus, who had the pretty much the entire emotional spectrum itself. He's been able to go toe-to-toe and take attacks from Alan Scott when he was amped up by the when he had the multiversal embodiment of the green and was only knocked out for like a couple seconds. So yeah, Darkseid was able to take multiversal levels of damage, and due to his current state now, he's been able to rival the Empty Hand and has been able to one-shot and kill the Quintessence, even with characters like Spectre and Phantom Stranger, putting him at outerversal levels of power. Darkseid possesses a very good plethora of attacks like Omega Beams, Teleportation, Size Manipulation. These Omega Beams have been able to one-shot Superman on multiple occasions and have been known to disintegrate and erase people from time. It's pretty much, well, sorry, not time. Erase people from existence instantly. So it's literally been known as a one-hit kill for the longest time. So with that being said here, Darkseid pretty much cement himself as a outerversal entity with extremely powerful hexes and has some high level resistance and immunities to magic. Arceus is the god of Pokemon, essentially the one above all when it comes to Pokemon. He has been known to create and destroy entire dimensions, even destroying the Chaos Multiverse by simply being born. So yeah, Arceus from his very birth has been a multiversal entity and has been above the concept of chaos itself. Arceus would then go on to create Pokemon that would literally he'd be above in power. He's literally created the concept of death itself, Yveltal, the concept of reality, Giratina, Dialga, Palkia, even two concepts of balance in Rayquaza and Zygarde. Okay, he's been able to create Pokemon from Ultra Space, which is a space beyond, well, space itself. You know, it's a entirely different dimension, but it's also a literal space realm that's above space. Each of these universes are infinite in size, and pretty much it's an infinite multiverse, because it's actually known that every Pokemon game that comes out is added to the lore of Arceus and makes it another, you know, reality or another universe that Arceus has created. So again, Pokemon is an ever-growing multiverse as they continue to make games and animes as well. So yeah, that's Arceus's power level, what we're talking about here. Easily a multiversal to outerversal entity. He's easily faster than the speed of light. He's many times faster as he's omnipresent. He has infinite power, like literally no cap to his power. And he is able to use every Pokemon move in the dictionary. Every Pokemon move you ever going to see. Every Pokemon move that was even mentioned in the series. Yeah, he's the one that... Who do you think they got it from? Right? Who do you think has all these Pokemon moves in one? Arceus. And this is due to his 12 plates he actually has with him. He's able to change his typing and is able to use them to even outcompete and even bypass the attacks of his own children, even the likes of Giratina, who is naturally intangible due to his ghost typing biology. Arceus has also done some ridiculously overpowered things here, such as collapsing Dialga and Palkia's realm just from sheerly waking up in a fit, and he was able to put it back together when everything was reconciled. It's even known that the creation trio are simply aspects of him, and that every legendary Pokemon and even lower level Pokemon are considered aspects of him, with the legendary Pokemon having a much higher aspect, as they are the most powerful of the Pokemon race itself. They're called legendary Pokemon for a reason. Arceus is able to create force fields, able to use telepathy, energy manipulation. He's able to, use energy drain attacks, use energy manipulation, like being able to depower opponents, being able to rip away opponents' power, being able to instantly one-shot opponents, regenerate. He's able to, restore his own energy, restore his stamina, take away stamina. He has, basically, this is literal God, all right? Literal God. He has his own few, regular attacks here. His signature attack is Judgment. This is an omnidirectional move here, and he's able to use this in unison with any other attack he wants. And like I said before, this guy can use every attack in the book. He can use Blizzard, he can use Flamethrower, he can use Vine Whip, Frenzy Pants, Frenzy Plant, Leech Seed, Hydro Pump, Aqua Jet. Okay, he can use it all. Hydro Cannon. All right, probably Shell Shock as well. It probably just come out of his hand, but you guys get the point, right? So, tackle, quick attack. Yeah, I think you guys get it here. Arceus was broken from birth and broken until the day he became the literal god of Pokemon. There's no Pokemon he doesn't know about. He's omnipotent, omnipresent, as he pretty much watches over the entire multiverse and can pretty much is already there before an opponent can even, I guess before an opponent can actually like retreat or something like that. So, yeah, he's just that guy. He really is. Arceus literally cements himself as the most powerful entity in the Pokemon Multiverse. But how does he stack up against Darkseid? Let's really begin here. So, yeah, let's really see how these two stack up against each other. Now, this is actually a pretty interesting fight considering the updated lore of Pokemon as well. And Darkseid himself has pretty much now been retconned to always be in his true form, meaning he's pretty much always been a multiversal to outerversal entity. Well, I would say he kind of went through this outerversal stage when he finally was able to kill the quintessence. However, if I had to pick a way these two really go about it, it's kind of where their power pretty much caps at. Darkseid, unfortunately, has now been confirmed to not have like infinite power, even at his peak where he's fighting against the empty hand. As a matter of fact, the empty hand seems to be where his power caps at, as he finally realized that he was no match for the empty hand. And unfortunately, that's kind of what it was. He was really no match for the empty hand, despite the fact that he went through all this upgrade, all this power, and he was nowhere near the empty hand's power. He was still incredibly powerful. He still was. I mean, one-shotting the quintessence, the Spectre, the Phantom Stranger, really? Nah, there's no doubt about it. He was definitely one of the most powerful villains in DC at that time. Definitely definitely top 3. Yeah, definitely top 3. The Great Darkness, then there was the Empty Hand, and then, I think Darkseid would be there as well. But with the updated lore of Pokemon, and the fact that Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina are now in their true forms, like their origin forms, like the beings they actually look like, the beings they actually represent, their true forms. And the fact that Arceus is still confirmed to be above this, these guys just in their avatar, or at least they're in their, let's call it terrestrial, in their terrestrial forms, meaning that that's what they look like when they come over and how they perceive themselves, are still multiversal entities, okay? You can even argue they're still universal entities because they still have their power, especially Giratina, who brings his dimension with him when he fights. And yet Arceus is still confirmed to be above this. And there's not even the fact that we could even go into Haxes here. Darkseid has these Omega Beams, these Omega Sanctions, this everything. He has everything, all right? Time, space, matter manipulation, all right? Matter disintegration, the Omega Beam, the Omega Sanction. But he's not going to be able to do anything to Arceus because Arceus could not only nullify it, he can't really be erased from time itself or from existence itself because he's, well, simply beyond the existence itself. But you might say, oh, well, he one-shot, the Spectre, the Phantom Stranger, all that hootenanny. He matched the Anti-Monitor, and he's been able to damage, Superman. Yeah, okay, that's great. But Arceus has been able to damage and flat out overpower and defeat, the Creation Trio. His children, his very kids, the people that literally built the foundation of the multiverse right after he said, okay, I'm gonna let you guys have, these universes that I created for yourself. They're empty. So I want you guys to fill them with everything, and then we'll see what comes out of them. All right. Oh, excuse me. And then the sheer fact that all these legendary Pokemon out here are simply his creations on top of it, and he can use every one of their abilities, can nullify their powers, use their powers, or simply combine all the powers into one attack, which would probably be like really devastating and deadly. And he can simply use he can use any attack he wants. Like, really, it's honestly bad here. He can counter Darkseid with just about any other attack here. Matter of fact, he probably use Double Team, make the Double Teams actually real, and then proceed to jump Darkseid with 500 different versions of himself. Okay? Then the sheer fact that he has cosmic awareness, meaning he can probably, basically guess what's going to happen in the fight before the fight happens, and then use the right moves to apply here, even using psychic or dimensional barriers as well. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think Arceus is going to take this at least, I have to say 8 times out of 10. He's just simply too powerful, even at his true state as well, especially with the speculative fact that this dude could probably use other, attacks as well and other moves as well. But let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I'll see you guys later.